First of all, my name is Dina. Thank you all so much for coming for my talk today. Today I'll be talking a little bit more about CEO Cafe, as well as a bit of information about Lingzhi and 111 Cafe business plan. Well, I would like to tell you a little bit about background about me and how did I come across Shuangho and this coffee and Lingzhi itself. Well, I was introduced to Shuangho specifically with this coffee. One of my friends back home in Croatia, which is way over in Europe, far from here, contacted me and told me about this CEO Cafe because her mother-in-law tried it and it seemed to work wonders for her. She's a diabetic patient of sugar level around 20. So she came across this, someone was selling her this coffee by sachets, and they charged her around 10 ringgit per sachet. So when she tried it, she was quite amazed. Her sugar levels immediately dropped, and she continued to consume it. And then when she turned over the package, she saw that it was from Malaysia. So she asked me to find this product for her and try to export it to her. And by coincidence, one of my staff, at that time I was managing my restaurant, one of my staff has passed me a few of these sachets, but she didn't know how to explain much, so I never even tried it. I just put it in my kitchen and left it there. So when my friend mentioned this, I thought, oh, maybe it's the same coffee, because I remember something about CEO. And so I went back and checked, and yes, it was this coffee, right? Such a coincidence, right? So then I started, supplying her with with this coffee, and at the same time I met Patrick, who finally explained to me a little bit more about Shuangho and Lingzhi and what is good for and all these things, because before that, of course, I had no idea what this is about. And then at that time, my husband, at that time we were not married, but he was very sick for a few months. He got this strong virus which destroyed his immune system and liver quite a lot. And of course there was no medication, there was nothing for him to take to improve the symptoms. He was very lethargic, night sweats, fever, he just couldn't seem to recover. So I said, okay, why don't we just try this Lingzhi, since it's good for immunity and maybe it could help. So after that, he tried it. He took together Lingzhi and pollen. And within a few weeks, after a month, he was completely, much better, completely recovered. Usually people with this kind of virus take 6 months to a year to recover for the immune system to go back to normality. So I was quite impressed. I had 2 testimonies in my pocket, so I decided to try the products for myself as well. And I'm a hypothyroid patient, so I've seen a lot of improvements once I started taking Lingzhi, with my energy levels, with my thyroid swelling went down, my hair stopped falling, all those symptoms that I had stopped. So after that I decided I need to explore this further and learn more. Okay, so enough about me. I will continue on with my presentation. So first topic is, what is CEO Cafe? What is it made out of? The first ingredient is the pure coffee beans. Basically, there's no instant coffee in here. It's pure coffee beans ground and put into a sachet form. So there's no added essence, no flavoring. It's pure coffee beans, yeah? Which is very important, because not all coffees out there are made with coffee beans. The second ingredient is the coconut oil creamer. Coconut oil is very good for many different health issues, and it's very good to help you to get rid of your cholesterol, lower the fat in your body, help with digestion, and many other benefits. So also it's very good for people who are allergic to dairy, so there's no dairy in here, even though the coffee is creamy. And of course, Lingzhi, which is also known as Ganoderma. This is the scientific name for Lingzhi. Is also inside. I will talk more about Lingzhi a bit later on. Okay, So in Shuangho we have two types. One is 3-in-1 and 4-in-1. So one is with sugar and one is without sugar. The one with sugar uses unprocessed sugar cane. So again, healthy choice of sugar inside. It's so it's free from any sort of essence, preservatives, any of that. And it's very convenient because you can carry it around. It's in sachet forms. You just add hot water and enjoy. So what are the health benefits of this coffee? Well, first of all, it's very good for mental alertness. So it helps you focus, help you get more concentrated, more awake, I would say. It's also very good for cardiovascular functions and it helps from clots from happening, so you reduce your risk of heart disease. It's great antioxidant, so gets rid of the free radicals in your body. Free radicals are the cause of many different health issues around, such as Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, stroke, and many, many others. So this coffee helps to reduce these free radicals so that your cells are healthy. It controls body weight. This is done through helping your digestion. It helps your colon to have movement so that you go to the toilet regularly. So that's why people, when they start consuming CEO coffee, sometimes they lose a bit of weight and they manage to control their weight better. The other benefit is it promotes diuresis. This is good for kidneys. Basically helps kidneys to produce more urine, and it's easier to go to the washroom. It prevents constipation, again, due to the digestion, aiding you in digestion. It prevents diabetes. As I mentioned with my friend's mom, it really helps to control the sugar levels by speeding up the metabolism of glucose in your body, and also controls the blood sugar concentration. So the concentration of sugar in your blood is lower, and prevents excessive elevation of the blood pressure. So it's good for blood pressure patients as well. And another thing is it works as an antidepressant. So it improves alertness as well as relieves the symptoms of depression. We fall into depression because we're so tired and exhausted and can't think, can't concentrate. So this coffee helps you to focus better and also avoid depression. Okay, so how did this coffee come about? The story is quite interesting. Japanese man called Mr. Terashima. He met into an accident and became disabled. So he couldn't walk, he was in a wheelchair, he couldn't even feel most of the parts of his body. And every morning he would go to this cafe near his house. And the lady who worked there, the waitress, would every day put 2 capsules of Lingzhi, the Yunqian Ganoderma, the Shuangho Lingzhi, in his coffee. And then after a few months, he realized he was getting better. He could start feeling tingling in his fingers, tingling in his toes, and he could move his body. So he was quite amazed. And then he started taking 2 capsules of Yunqian Ganoderma 2, which is the highly concentrated Lingzhi that Shuangho has. And he took 8 capsules of Yunqian 2 and started walking after 3 months, which he thought was never possible. So Shuangho heard this story and decided, okay, why don't we produce a coffee with Lingzhi already added inside? However, they wanted to make sure that it meets their requirements. So it had to be all natural, so no preservatives, no artificial flavorings, and it had to have a great taste. So at first they went to Taiwan to a few factories trying to find the right one who could produce such a product, but they were not satisfied with the results. So they came to Malaysia and found a factory here. And then after a few trials and errors, they were finally satisfied with the product. So this production took about 4 years before they were finally satisfied with the final product. So it's quite amazing how much effort and patience and they put in just to make sure that the product not only tastes good, but it's also made with all natural ingredients, which is something that Shuangho really takes care when it comes to their products. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what is Jungian Ganoderma for some of the new people here. Lingzhi is multifunctional. Sometimes people ask me, what is Lingzhi good for? And it's such a difficult question to answer because it's good for so many different things. The reason why this is the case is because it works on the cellular level. So it repairs your cells, gets rid of the sick cells, and therefore keeps your organs healthy. That's one of the reasons why it's so multifunctional. But it also has so many other benefits, which I will share with you today. It's very safe. They've done a test on a 70 kg human. He consumed about 8 bottles of YK1, so Jungian Ganoderma 1, per day. Each bottle is about 60 capsules, so you can imagine that's a lot of capsules to take. If he consumes this for 3 years, there is absolutely no side effects, no toxicity in the body, nothing. So it's very effective. Most of my consumers, they see a difference within sometimes few days, sometimes 1 or 2 weeks. Sometimes it's the improvement in symptoms. Sometimes they see some sort of healing reaction, which at first might not be so comfortable, but it is very short, and once you overcome it, you feel a lot better. So the effectiveness you can see on yourself. And it is scientifically proven. So in Shuangho, we have a certificate from the Health Ministry of Taiwan, which has actually proven that Shuangho Lingzhi is very good for immune cells, to repair the immune cells, to promote the production of antibodies, as well as the function of T cells and natural killer cells. So these cells are basically your soldiers which protect your body from outside invaders. So Lingzhi is proven that it actually helps to strengthen these soldiers and increase the number of soldiers so that outside invaders such as viruses, bacteria, are not able to attack. Your body is ready to defend itself. And the second test that they've done is on how Lingzhi helps with the liver function. So it actually helps to reduce the GOT and GPT levels. These are the levels that go up when you have some serious health concern in your liver, such as hepatitis, cirrhosis, fatty liver, any of those. So Lingzhi helps to lower those indices, and it also helps to increase the protein content in the liver. So it's very good because your liver is one of the most important organs in your body, which cleans your blood and makes sure that you have good, healthy blood going around your system. So this is very, very important for Lingzhi. And also we have halal certification and other certifications for our factories in Taiwan, because Shuangho has a greenhouse and a factory in Taiwan where they produce the Lingzhi themselves. So how does Lingzhi help? First of all, Lingzhi is an immune regulator. So it not only boosts up your immune system if your immune system is low, but it also helps to lower your immune system if it's overactive. A lot of these autoimmune problems are available today. So it helps to actually lower the immune system to normal level so that you're able to function properly and you don't get allergies or breathing problems and asthmas and all these things. It's also a great liver protector, as I mentioned earlier. It's also great for improving your blood circulation to prevent clots and thickening of your blood. Again, that's very important for all your organs, especially your heart. It improves mental alertness quickly once I started taking Lingzhi. It really helps you to think clearer, and they call it the brain fog. When you can't think, you forget so many things, and you don't know where you are half of the time. this was, of course, due to my health issues with my thyroid. So once I started taking it, I suddenly was like, somebody lifted off this fog from my brain, and I could function better, I could remember, and I also realized it made me a lot calmer. So Lingzhi has really calmed me down when it comes to this, and a lot of my consumers say the same. They really notice it at work. They are much calmer, they can deal with people easier, which is very, very important today, because stress is, one of the biggest problems in our lives. Another thing is it repairs cells. We have sometimes all these sick cells or cells that are, not functioning well. Lingzhi repairs them, and it also makes sure that it gets rid of those unrepairable cells, because there is a risk that those will become cancer later on. So it helps you to eliminate those as well. Mr. Tan and his son. His son, he was born with mitochondria. Mitochondria is quite a rare disease where your cells can't produce enough energy, and therefore the person becomes like a vegetable. They can't sit, they can't walk, they can't go to the washroom. Basically, this is him before taking Lingzhi. This was in 2008. So of course there was no cure for it. The doctors just told the father he can give him tons of vitamins and hope that maybe the vitamins will help him. So every day he was taking all this A, B, C, D, you name it, all these vitamins, but they were not helping him at all. So in 2008 he came across Lingzhi and decided to start his son on Lingzhi on about 28 capsules a day of Yunqi and Ganoderma, plus some other products from Shuangho as well, just to support his body. 5 months later, he was able to walk down the stairs, sit up, and perform all his functions. I remember his mother was so emotional the first time when he could go to the washroom and urinate by himself without it going all over his legs, because he had no power before. So 7 months later, you can see him just like any other normal boy. So this was quite impressive, especially when I saw the how he developed through these few months only on this amazing product.